Okay, I'm here at Ryder Cup venue, the Celtic Manor Resort, and I've got two drivers with me from Callaway. I've got the original Paradym, and I've got its 2024 iteration, the Paradym Ai Smoke Max. Now I'm going to compare and contrast these drivers for looks, feel, performance, and I'm going to see how, if at all, the Paradym Ai Smoke Max has moved things on. Okay, so what's actually changed? Well, from an aesthetics point of view, quite a lot, to be honest. First thing you notice is obviously the original Paradym was quite a dark, deep navy colour. And on its own, that didn't bother me at all. I just never was quite convinced by the clash between the main crown and the sort of dark grey banner strip at the front where the navy and the grey met. Didn't quite suit my eye. So when I pulled out the Ai Smoke, I was delighted to see that the crown is now a light grey colour, and that light grey blends beautifully into that dark grey strip at the front. So from an address position point of view, that's a real plus point for me. I know it's only colour, but things have to suit your eye, I think. On the underside, the shelf appeal, I think, again, has improved. So in the Ai Smoke, we've got that lighter grey colour, and I think that really highlights the sort of smoky effect that's on the bottom again. And I really do like the blue colour they've chosen for the font and the front and back weights. I think that pops really, really well with the grey. So again, from an aesthetic point of view and a shelf appeal point of view, I think this will fly off and really catch people's eye. From a tech point of view, well, the main story here is, well, their tagline is sweeter from every spot. So Callaway have taken thousands of swings from real players. They're not just robot tested, they've tested thousands of pieces of data from real golfers and basically created what they call their swing code. They've inputted that into their AI supercomputer, which has spat out an all new face. So that's got variable thickness across the board. And what it does is essentially, Callaway are telling us, creates numerous sweet spots across the face. When you hit it in certain areas, the new face creates micro deflections, so extra flex basically, that helps the ball bounce around and creates that springy effect from more places, so you retain more ball speed, and it also helps dispersion. Now I don't hit it in the middle all the time, so I really like the sound of that. Rambo's keen too, so let's see how it looks in practice. I'm just going to hit a few shots away here. We've got top tracer technology here in this studio at Celtic Manor. Good hit, nice high draw. Yeah, good launch window, not spinning up too much, and that's pretty much what I see with the Paradym that I've tested before here. Similar ball flight, maybe 6-7 yards left of the first one. Just left that one a little bit out to the right. Face stayed a little bit open on that. Okay, so that's the baseline numbers done with Paradym. Let's have a little look at the Paradym Ai Smoke and see what that's producing for us. As I've spoken about, a little bit of a different look down behind the ball, which I like. Good solid hit. Very similar flight window to what I was seeing with Paradym. From a feel point of view, there's not huge amounts in it. I would say, let's go again, but the first one I've hit there felt a little bit more muted. Another good hit, it's not moving much, that. Very stable ball flight there. A little bit higher, that one, I think, than the first one. And yeah, again, from a feel point of view, it's difficult to quantify, but probably just a slightly less harsh, slightly more muted would be fair, I think. And another decent hit there, just turning over a fraction, but a really similar flight window to what I saw with the original Paradym. It's going to be really interesting to compare those numbers and see if there has really been any progression or whether it is just more aesthetic. However, before we look at those numbers, I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into the forgiveness story that Callaway are telling this year. Okay, so I've come to the studio here at Churston Golf Club and I've brought both heads with me and my gamer shaft, and I really wanted to test out some of those off-center hits. So we've got GC Quad with its impact location technology, and I'm going to be hitting a lot of heels, a lot of toes, and I'm going to see if there is much difference in the story they're telling. So I'm going to start out with the original Paradym. Let's hit a few away. Okay, so I've dragged a number of shots there, a little selection from everything I've just hit. I've got with each driver, I've got a couple out of the toe, a couple out of the heel, and a couple of fairly centered strikes to go into that comparison mix. So generally speaking, what you expect to see when you miss the middle heel or toe is a little bit of a ball speed drop off, which I'm certainly seeing with both drivers here. The story around the Ai Smoke Max has been more about the consistency of that drop off. That's the story Callaway are telling. And I'm pleased to report it's looking true from what I've seen. The original Paradym here, if I take the two toe strikes at the bottom, I've got ball speeds of 167.5 miles an hour and 163.6 miles per hour, compared to my sort of centered strike average is about 169 miles per hour. So the differential between those two drop-offs, that 167.5 hasn't dropped too far, but obviously the 163.5 is quite a big drop-off, and a 4 mile an hour differential between the two, which is significant. If I go up into the Ai Smoke Max, which has its newer face and the micro deflections that Callaway are telling us will sort of neutralize that drop-off a little bit, it looks to be the case here. My two toe strikes are 168.3 miles an hour and 167.5 miles per hour. That's within 1 mile per hour of each other. I saw the same in the heel strikes that are up in front of you there. Again, with the Paradym, I dropped to 166.7, but then my really poor one was 162.8. So again, that sort of 4 mile per hour differential, which is going to cause you some problems over time. Whereas with the Ai Smoke Max, it was again less than 1 mile per hour, around that 1 mile per hour mark, which is really interesting. If I pop it over to the club data here and look at the club efficiency, whilst the average is coming out very similar or exactly the same at 1.41, how the two clubs are achieving those averages are very different. So the Paradym Ai Smoke Max, there's, you know, my lowest efficiency was 1.40 and my highest was 1.42. That's a very, very tight window. With the Paradym, I saw some slight bigger differentiations than that. So whilst I got my most efficient strikes with the Paradym at 1.43, so that's the most ball speed relative to the clubhead speed I was putting into it, I also got my lowest at 1.37. So again, what I'm seeing here is from those miss-hits, probably a little bit more consistency, which over the course of a season is going to be really beneficial. So in summary, what have I found? Well, to be honest, I find the Ai Smoke range a lot better looking. I've already touched on the aesthetics, the new colorway, and I think it's oozing shelf appeal. So from an aesthetic point of view, I think they've done a great job. From a performance point of view, am I going to see massive gains from centered strikes? No, I'm not, to be honest, but would I expect to? Again, probably not. That isn't the story about this driver. The story about the Ai Smoke range is all about forgiveness. Remember that sweeter from every spot tagline. And from my testing, that was true. I retained more ball speed on off-center hits more consistently than I did with the Paradym. So in essence, it's doing what it's supposed to do. And over the course of the season, that's going to put you further down the hole. Closer to the hole generally means lower scores. So they've done a really good job. I hope you found that video informative. If you have, please give us a like, comment down below, let me know your thoughts on the new Ai Smoke range, and hit that notifications button so you can see all of our other videos coming out. That's all from me. I'll see you next time.